Up next on Lion TV, we have a story over two teachers who stepped up after a last-minute retirement, and Lily with all your sports updates for the weekend.
And me, Fiona Donaire, with your weekend weather forecast. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Happy Friday, Cersei. I hope everyone is having a great week. I'm Jordan Bowman.
And I'm Jacob Shoei. Today is the last Friday of the school year. Only one more week until semester tests. You can do it, Cersei.
The final AP test is today, too, so we can all just take a deep breath.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's hear those announcements.
Baseball tryouts are Tuesday, May 16th at 4 at SHA's baseball fields. Athletes need to bring a current copy of their physical, baseball pants, and a hat and glove. For any additional information or questions, please contact Coach Gardner.
Students should remember that they only have 6 parent call-ins per semester. Days after the limit will be marked unexcused unless you have doctor's notes to cover them. You can lose credits in your class if you have 6 unexcused absences.
The glow-in-the-dark pep rally is today, so I hope everyone is wearing their bright neon clothes.
Any student interested in running cross-country needs to pick up a packet in the East office and make sure to turn it in to Coach Cooper before the last day of school.
SHS, along with the health department, is holding a free meningitis immunization clinic today and is a state-required shot for 16-year-old students. Paperwork was due to the nurse, Amy.
4 more days of school. Think you can study instead of playing Madden that long?
Is that a challenge?
Whatever. Let's just move on to some national news.
Russia intends to relocate around 3,100 Ukrainian staffs from Europe's largest nuclear plant. Ukrainian's atomic energy company claimed Wednesday, warning of a potential catastrophic lack of qualified personnel at Zaporizhzhia facility in Russia-occupied southern Ukraine. Workers who signed employment contracts with various affiliates of Russia's nuclear agency Rosatom following Moscow's capture of the Zaporizhzhia plant earlier in the war are the bulk of those set to be taken to Russia along with their families, Intergodom said in the Telegram post. The U.S. said Tuesday that it would approve $1.2 billion more in a long-term military aid to Ukraine to further beef up its air defense against Russian drones, rockets, and surface-to-air missiles.
Billboards across Iran's capital proclaims that women should wear their mandatory headscarves to honor their mothers. But perhaps this is the first time since the chaotic days following Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution, more women, both young and old, choose not to do so. Such open defiance comes after months of protests over the September death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini in the custody of the country's morality police for wearing her hijab too loosely. Authorities have made legal threats and closed down some businesses serving women not wearing the hijab. Some women say that they had enough, no matter the consequence. They say that they are fighting for more freedom in Iran and a better future for their daughters.
The Arkansas Board of Education improperly voted to let a nonprofit charter school organization manage a school district because of a new law allowing such contracts has not yet taken effect. According to a new lawsuit filed Monday by some parents and a public education advocacy group, the suit challenges the Arkansas Learns Act that Republican Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed into law in March. The law allows any school district that is facing consolidation with another district to instead contract with a charter school or any entity to run its schools. Alexa Henning, a spokesperson for Sanders, called the lawsuit meritless, saying legislators followed the same procedures they followed for decades.
It's a good thing you brought up education. With Miss Lawson's retirement earlier this school year, 2 new teachers had to set up and take her responsibility and her students.
That's right. Victoria Vega has all the intel about these special teachers.
This year has been a struggle for many physical science and biology students since Miss Lawson retired early in the first semester. This semester, Miss Chrisley and Mr. McGar have stepped into Miss Lawson's place to become science teachers for these students. Both teachers have noticed a change in students with having so many teachers this year. Despite this, they've tried to make a positive change in the classroom.
The biggest change I saw is they were excited to have someone that actually knew what to teach instead of having a substitute.
Anytime you make big changes like that, it's a ripple in the continuity of what's going on.
The change has been enjoyable. I like having the ability to teach science. Good thing is there's never a dull moment.
Even though their teaching styles are different than Miss Lawson's, Miss Chrysler and Mr. McGar have tried to appeal to their students' different ways of learning.
I always admired Miss Lawson for her ability to pre-plan and have plan A, B, and C, and so in that aspect we are very different.
I like to have conversations and then as much as possible have interactive sort of lab activities.
One of the struggles both teachers have experienced is coming into the classroom in the middle of the year and being new to the students.
The biggest struggle is finding the time to create lesson plans for multiple subjects, as well as finding time to grade assignments that I have for all my classes.
I came into the classroom and the students all already knew each other's names. They already kind of had scoped out their spots. These are our seats. And I was like the brand new kid on the block.
They went into the future, and the more they knew about DNA, they knew that.
Despite all the struggles, both Miss Chrysler and Mr. McGar enjoyed teaching multiple subjects and teaching each student. Back to the news desk.
I'm glad Ms. Chrysler and Mr. McGar are getting recognized. They've helped many students with learning science material, and it won't be going anywhere soon.
Let's not forget that this week is still Teacher Appreciation Week. Let's hear it for some fantabulous radical students here at SHS had to say.
Who is your favorite teacher at SHS?
Miss McCready,
Why?
because she makes everything fun.
Awesome.
And we eat a lot in her class.
Miss Blue, because she always goes out of her way to make her class fun.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Safley, and he's my favorite teacher because he's been really influential in my public speaking and learning a lot of cool stuff about agriculture.
Who's your favorite teacher at SHS?
Coach Weddle, because we always do fun stuff with him, and he has a really good personality.
Miss Martin is my favorite teacher, the East teacher.
Why?
She's so nice, and she has always been there to help me with any problem I've ever had.
Welcome back, and make sure to thank all your teachers for all their hard work and make school fun.
I'll definitely be sure to. As previously stated, we only have a few more days left of school, then it's semester tests, and then summer.
That's right, and boy does it feel like it. I'm glad Fiona is here to clear up the air on what the weather is going to be like for our final week of school.
Good morning, Cersei. Today we'll have a high of 86 with scattered thunderstorms, rain at a 49% chance, winds traveling south at 9 miles per hour, humidity at 78%, and our sun rose at 6:05 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight we'll see a low of 68 with cloudy skies, rain at a 38% chance, winds traveling south at 6 miles per hour, humidity at 93%, and our sunset will be at 8:01 p.m. On to the almanac. Our average temperatures have been a high of 80, a low of 59, with our monthly average of precipitation at 5.93 inches and our month to date at 0.85 inches. On to the 5cast. Saturday we'll see isolated thunderstorms with a high of 89, a low of 67, and a 32% chance of rain. Sunday we'll have thunderstorms at night with a high of 89, a low of 67, and a 44% chance of rain. Monday we'll see scattered thunderstorms with a high of 80, a low of 60, and a 58% chance of rain. And Tuesday and Wednesday will be cloudy with highs of 79, lows of 57 and 58, and a 19% chance of rain on Tuesday and a 24% chance of rain on Wednesday. I'm glad that we're finally getting some variety in our weather.
Yeah, but I'm ready for it just to be sunny. I'm getting kind of hungry though. What's for lunch, Jacob?
Today for lunch we'll be having classic cheese pizza, crispy chicken sandwich, Caesar or mozzarella salad, fresh pear, and milk.
That sounds delicious. Remember to thank your amazing lunch ladies.
Oh, I sure will. Hey Jordan, do you know what's going in the NBA playoffs?
Not really, but I hear Lily has all of our sports updates.
Happy Friday, Cersei High. Let's get into these sports updates before we get into this much-needed weekend. In local sports, this last Wednesday, a few of Cersei High's track stars went to the Meet of Champions at Russellville. Congratulations to all those who participated, and we can't wait to see what our track team does next spring. The Cersei Lions boys and girls soccer teams had senior night on Monday where they went against a conference opponent in the Batesville Pioneers here at the high school. The boys would win in a close one, 1-0, and the girls would win in a blowout, 8-0. With these wins, both the boys and girls ended the regular season first in conference, with the boys being undefeated. Yesterday, the boys faced a tough opponent at Mountain Home at Paragould, and the Lady Lions faced Russellville for their first round of state playoffs. Our softball team is facing Van Buren today at Marion for state title. We will continue to follow these teams' progress through the playoffs in the coming days. On Wednesday, soccer player Corbin Dixon signed a collegiate deal to play soccer at Central Baptist. Congratulations to Corbin on the signing, and we can't wait to see what he will do as a Mustang. Moving on to national sports. The University of Iowa on Monday announced that 26 athletes across 5 of their sports, along with 1 full-time employee of the athletic department, are all suspected in wagering on sports in violation of NCAA rules, with 15 of those athletes being suspected of violating gambling rules. The announcement came days after Alabama fired baseball head coach Brad Bannon amid an investigation into suspicious betting activities. In the NFL schedule was officially released yesterday for the 2023-2024 season. Games to look forward to include Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Jet in New York as he takes on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in Week 1. A very merry NFC East rivalry game against the New York Giants in Philadelphia, where they'll take on the Eagles on Christmas. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow going against each other for the 5th time on New Year's Eve, where the Bengals will take on the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. And finally, the NFL will have 5 international games this season, with 3 taking place in London and 2 taking place in Germany. With many games like these coming up, we can't wait for the NFL season to start in late August. Meanwhile, in the NBA, we had 2 very exciting playoff games take place on Wednesday. The first one being Game 5 with the Lakers taking on the Golden State Warriors at San Francisco, where Steph Curry and the Warriors were 1 game away from being eliminated from playoff contention. But with a big scoring game between Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors were able to push the game 6, winning 121-106. The other game was another Game 5, with the Miami Heat being 1 game away from beating the New York Knicks. The Knicks, though, would go on a big offensive run after a rough first quarter to beat the Heat 112-103. Game 6 for each of these series will take place tonight, so make sure not to miss what looks like to be 2 of the biggest playoff games yet. Well, Cersei, that's all the sports updates I have for you this week. Hope everyone has a great Friday and an even better weekend. Now, back to the news desk with Jordan and Jacob.
That was thebomb.com, Lily.
It seems we've reached the end of today's show. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on Twitter at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm the GOAT, Jordan Bowman.
And I'm Jacob Shoei. Have a great weekend, Cersei, and an amazing last week of school.